George, huge congratulations on your first start for England. A few days away from the game, but can you sum up the emotions you're feeling now?
Over the moon, yeah. Obviously it's a real honour and privilege to play for England, and I've been on the bench a few times now and got 10-15 minutes here and there, but to actually start a game against Samoa this week is going to be special.
You've made a number of step-ups in your career, I think touring Argentina with under-18s at just 15 and then South Africa the next year at just 16. Can you talk to me a bit about the mentality you need to take step-ups in rugby and that you've done a number of times in your career?
I think it's just one of those things that has happened naturally to me, really. I obviously got a good opportunity to, like you said, go to Argentina and places like South Africa when I was younger than I was supposed to, but I had good people around me. There's a few boys who I went on tour with then who are here now, and they help you settle in, and you train all them hours, all them days, because when you come to them stages you don't get too worried about it and you just go out there and be yourself. Many
of those training hours and some of those steps have been with Owen Farrell by your side as well. Tell me a bit about your relationship with him and when it all started.
Yeah, I've known Owen a while now. We played against each other rugby league back in the day when I was about 13, 14, and went to the same school in London for 9 months when our both dads were at Saracens, and spent a lot of time together there, and obviously played 16s, 18s, 20s together. So I've known him for ages, and the relationship with that is brilliant. We're best of mates, and just obsessed with the game of rugby, really. We always chat rugby, and we can be quite boring in that sense, but I think it's massive for me to have him there as 12 because he understands what a 10 needs, and I think hopefully come the weekend it'll work out pretty well.
How important is that communication between 10 and 12, and how important is it, you think, that you've done that so many times before?
Yeah, no, I think it's underestimated, to be honest. I think the communication from 12 to 10 is definitely one that's massive in terms of having an impact on the way you play, especially in attack but also in defence. I think they've got probably a little bit more time and space to look up and see what's in front of them and feed the information into the 10. So, you know, whether it's Owen at first receiver or I'm at first receiver, we could be second receiver, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to try and play what we see and communicate that to each other.
What does it mean to have Ben Youngs at number 9 as well with you?
Yeah, Ben again, he's been brilliant for me. Obviously I played with him at Leicester. We spent a lot of time together there and chatting again about the game of rugby, and he's a great lad to have around. He's a great lad to play with as well because he's that much of a threat himself. He can sometimes take a lot of pressure off a 10, and you know he's not afraid to organise and step up when it needs to and take a lead in terms of, you know, when it comes to the kicking game or when it comes to running, tackling. He puts his hand up, and as a 10 it's a privilege to play outside him.
What do the coaches say they want to see from you on Saturday?
Yeah, they just said they want me to be myself. They want me to go out there, play my game, make good decisions, manage the game as best as I can, and then just try and, like I said, be myself, organise people around me so we can get our attack going and cause some problems. We know they're going to take some breaking down because they're big men, but you know, we're confident that if we get it right this week in training, that come the weekend we'll go all right.
People talk about you perhaps being an old head on young shoulders or an experienced youngster. I think it's meant as a compliment. And how do you think you've worked on that, and how do you develop those skills, and what would you say to that?
Yeah, I just think I've had good people around me. Obviously grew up with my dad being in the game himself, playing and coaching. I think the coaches that I've had in my career have allowed me to learn like that and go out and express myself, which has been massive, and couple that up with, you know, this last year playing week in, week out at the club at Bath, it's been, you know, a great learning curve for me. A lot of it's instinctive, so, you know, the more you play, obviously the better your decisions get. So to play week in, week out and review games, preview games and learn from what went on in the previous games and take it into the next game as a 10 is invaluable. So the coaches have set up an environment there and here where, you know, it's player-led, and it's great from a 10's point of view because we can put our stamp on things.
Do you have that confidence to boss players around, players that have played much more caps than you? Do you have the confidence to give those calls after being here for a few weeks?
Yeah, you've got to, yeah. As a 10 you've got to, otherwise you know, you're going to get found wanting. So as a 10 that's your job. You've got to be vocal, you've got to organise, you've got to take a lead. The lads are brilliant at listening, and obviously I listen to what they have to say because of the wealth of experience they've got there as well.
You mentioned Leicester earlier briefly. There's a Samoan influence at Leicester, perhaps, you know, coming through in the academy. What did you learn about Samoan players and the way they play rugby from those days?
They're obviously very big men first and foremost, but they're very passionate guys, and it means a lot to them to play for the country Samoa, and I think they show that by the way they play. They're always putting the body on the line, and you know, they wear the heart on the sleeve. They're going to come out at Twickenham. It's going to be a massive game for them, and we've got to be on the edge because otherwise, you know, Samoa are capable of ripping teams apart with the way they play. So we're under no illusions. We've got to get it right this week with the way we prepare.
Do you think they'll be targeting a young 10 making his new start, and do you relish those kind of battles?
Yeah, I presume they will be, but you know, I think it comes with your job title. It probably happens every time you step out there as a 10. You know, the opposition team are targeting you. So from that point of view, nothing changes.
Cheers, George. Thanks for your time. Good luck Saturday.
Cheers, mate.